We humans sure do love to explore. Every year we hop on planes and rockets to go farther and experience more than any previous generation ever did. And while today's GPS might make getting turned around in a strange city a little less stressful, it also lets us forget just how difficult traversing the globe once was. Before GPS, before even reliable maps, how did ancient mariners cross vast, open oceans, finding tiny specks of land thousands of miles away? The secrets they uncovered and the ingenious tools they crafted didn't just lead them to new shores. They literally drew the map of our world, one incredible voyage at a time. Let us start our tale of intrepid explorers with two groups, whose navigational prowess was so remarkable it seems almost supernatural. The Polynesian and indigenous Australian navigators, who set sail across the Pacific Ocean between 1000 BCE and 1400 CE. These groups developed sophisticated ways of navigating the open sea using only the stars, the shoreline, wave patterns, and wind direction. Polynesian voyagers could identify different wave types and use their knowledge of wave behavior to estimate their location, even in the absence of landmarks. By observing the patterns of waves created by distant storms, they could determine their proximity to land and navigate accordingly. Indigenous Australians also relied on an intimate understanding of their environment. They observed the behavior of birds and marine life, noting changes in their behavior that indicated the presence of land. They also used star patterns, constellations, and the sun's position to orient themselves and track their location. It wasn't just about finding land, it was about reading the ocean itself. But as trade routes expanded and the need for precise navigation grew, Polynesian and indigenous Australian methods weren't enough. Enter the compass, a simple magnet-based tool that provided a reliable indicator of magnetic north. Its invention is credited to the Chinese as early as the 2nd century BCE, but its use spread quickly along established trade routes, eventually making its way to Europe by the 12th century. The compass allowed sailors to maintain a consistent course, reducing the reliance on celestial navigation or memorizing coastlines. However, it had limitations. It could only tell you how far you've traveled east or west, not north or south. For that, they turned to the astrolabe, invented around the 2nd century CE. This device allowed sailors to determine their latitude by measuring the angle between celestial bodies in the horizon. Using the astrolabe in conjunction with the compass enabled sailors to calculate their position on Earth more accurately. The combination proved invaluable during the age of exploration, allowing explorers to venture farther than anyone before them. But there was still a major roadblock. While latitude could be determined fairly accurately using the astrolabe, calculating longitude remained a mystery for centuries. Imagine trying to navigate without knowing your exact location. You'd be like a traveler trying to find their way home without a map or a GPS. That's exactly the problem facing 16th and 17th century mariners. Not knowing their longitude, they couldn't accurately calculate their position, which led to all sorts of problems, from ships taking wrong turns to entire fleets getting lost. It was a disaster waiting to happen, but a few ingenious minds were working on the solution. Astronomers like Galileo Galilei had already turned their telescopes to the heavens and discovered Jupiter's moons. By timing how long it took for these moons to orbit their parent planet, Galileo offered a potential solution to the longitude problem, an accurate clockwork mechanism to measure time on Earth. Unfortunately, such clocks didn't become commercially available until after Galileo's death, but his work paved the way. Soon, watchmakers around the world began producing portable, precise clocks. By 1675, John Harrison's invention of the marine chronometer, a highly accurate clock designed to withstand the rigors of sea travel, revolutionized navigation. Ships could now accurately determine their longitude, opening the door to true global circumnavigation. With accurate longitude measurements, old maps were revised and new ones became more precise. The age of accurate mapping began, and with it, the ability to explore and exploit new lands. Inventions like the compass and astrolabe allowed explorers to venture farther than any before them. As trade routes expanded and competition for resources grew, having an accurate map became essential. Explorers like Ferdinand and Magellan and his crew were able to circumnavigate the globe. Thanks to these advancements, their voyages not only expanded our knowledge of the world, but also spurred significant changes in cartography, leading to more accurate and detailed maps. From celestial observation to the invention of navigational instruments and the quest for precision, each step in our journey to find our way reveals a deeper understanding of our world. And while our methods have evolved from following coastline to sending probes into space, the spirit of discovery remains the same. So the next time you reach a destination, whether across town or across the ocean, take a moment to appreciate the incredible journey that brought you there. After all, we're all just following our noses, the North Star, and the echoes of those first intrepid explorers who dared to venture beyond the horizon and chart the unknown. Now watch how archaeologists found the oldest shipwreck ever, or click this other video instead.